Hello, broadcasting from lovely Madrid, sunny Madrid, vibrant Madrid. I hope everybody's doing well. Apologies for my absence. I have been traveling. Today I just wanted to talk about independence and when the money runs out, or more accurately, when the money spigot was turned off on you. There's a lot of reasons to do creator-owned work. Again, this is my hobby horse. This is the thing that this channel is going to be beating into your head over and over again. There's a lot of reasons to do creator-owned work. Most of them, in my view, are artistic. However, there's another good reason. And that other good reason is that eventually, if you have paymasters, they're going to find a more attractive person to pay. They're going to find somebody who is younger, more of the moment, just fresher to their audience. And to stay in that system, you're going to have to do a lot of things you don't want to do, or the spigot turns off, right? And being constantly corporate, which I see so many of the creators in my age or younger, a lot of the older ones kind of have their heads together on this, but a lot of the younger ones are just wondering why things are drying up right now. And I don't want to make fun of them, because creator-owned is hard. Creator-owned it's not a steady check of any type. There's guys who have runs and things are successful for them for a time, and sometimes very successful, but it's ups and downs. And I understand not everybody's lifestyle, not everybody's family can put up with that. I get it, but it's ups and downs the other way too. And when you're down, you got fucking nothing, right? If you've been a corporate creator for 8 years with no history of creator-owned work, and people don't think of you as a creative person, they think of you as an apparatchik of Marvel or DC. The transition into creator-owned may not be as easy as you think. It can't be the retirement plan that maybe you thought it was going to be. And now you have to go into another industry. And perhaps that's fine. Maybe you just see yourself as a writer, right? Or a creator. And you don't see yourself as a comic book creator or a comic book writer. You don't want to limit yourself, right? It's corny, by the way. But whatever, it's fine. Whatever you got to tell yourself. But you think, oh, I'll go into video games. If you're delusional, you think, oh, I'll go into film. But the truth of the matter is, yeah, you can definitely do that. And you can probably actually start at games at a higher level than you would otherwise. But why were you dedicating yourself to this other thing for 8 years? Was it to become a video game writer? Because if it wasn't, then we can say you failed. Because if the point was to write comic books, if the point was to create comic books, there was an avenue for you to continue doing that. And for some reason, you juked it. You said, nah, it's too much work. I'm just gonna try to outrun. You're not gonna outrun it, man. The spigot gets turned off. The only guy, I keep doing this, the only guy for whom the spigot has not been turned off has had to be such a loyal dog for all that time for it to not happen. He had to be such a fucking corporate creature that it defeats the purpose of being a creative individual. At that point, you are really just truly clocking in and clocking out of what amounts to factory work. And this is not me saying that about all Big Two work. I'm sure many of you are pulling out creative stuff. But you know, and I know, that there's a limit. There's a ceiling to your creativity. And again, I always think it's fucking awesome to take some of that work and use it as training, use the skills that you're learning, the discipline that perhaps you're being put under, to go out and do other things within your own work. But when you're just a worker, man, Everybody out here is a worker, and they got nice lives. And they got nicer lives than you. Why did you choose to be a worker at something that it doesn't pay well, comes with a whole bunch of frustrations? You could have been a banker. You know what I mean? If you would tell me that you chose this other avenue, this other path for a reason. But what's the reason if you're never going to follow through? I guess that's my point. Creator-owned is the follow-through. Creator-owned is arriving at the reason that we do things. It's the purpose. I know that I sound evangelical. I sound like I'm trying to tell you how you should conduct your life. And I kind of am telling you that. I'm not seeing a ton of talent at the big two, but I don't think that's necessarily because there's not a ton of talent. I think it more likely has to do with the fact that there's limitations being placed upon you right now and that you're not being allowed to do your best work. But think about this. I'm not the only one walking around with that perception. I'm not the only one thinking, I don't know, there's not a ton of great work at the big two. There's a ton of people who are seeing your name associated with nothing of value right now. So, look, if I was going to compare it to music, right, I could have had a fine, not me personally because I can't sing worth a damn, but in principle, someone like me with a modicum of talent could have had a fine, maybe even long career playing covers for steady money. And then a better cover band enters, a younger cover band enters, and you're knocked down a level. Now you're no longer the cover band people want, you're the cover band people might have to get, right? Instead, I took a really long path, a really broke, painful path, doing my own thing, and now I don't do covers, right? I'm in Madrid playing music. I'm not trying to tell you that I got a great life. I'm not trying to tell you that it's for everybody. I'm just trying to say that I can speak from experience that there's multiple rewards to doing your own thing. And this should be obvious, I guess, but I'm talking at this moment, I'm talking to corporate creators for whom it may not be that obvious. This has been on my mind as I travel because I'm thinking that there's just a generation of lost potential. This happens sometimes in music for various reasons. This happens in comics for various reasons. And it's sad. It's sad when you think about the kid that grew up maybe loving comics, wanted to work in that field, and now he's working in that field, but in what capacity? He's in a cage, you know? And we're never going to be able to see that person's full potential. We're never going to be able to see the creative potential. And very sadly to me and to all involved, and maybe not to them until years later when they realize it, it gets beat out of them, right? Because if all you do is corporate shit, you get that corporate malaise, you get that corporate depression that just hangs over you where, yeah, you go to work, yeah, you make enough money for your family, yeah, you got years where things are up and you make a lot of money, you got a boat, you know what I mean? But what's left of you? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be dramatic. We all got bills to pay, I get it. I do work where I'm not in charge. You know, I don't think I'm above it. Let me be clear on that. I don't think I'm above the big two work that you're doing. I do, in games work, I do the same thing, right? I take a check to do other people's work, and I do it to the best of my ability, and I try to have pride in what I'm doing. I get it and I respect it, but I never, ever am not doing creator-owned work. And some of you haven't done creator-owned work since you've entered the industry. That's unsustainable, man. I mean, the whole game is unsustainable, but one has something fulfilling at the end of it, and the other has not even a gold watch. You don't even get treated like cops when they retire you. I want you to think about that. You get put out to pasture, not even. You get put behind a woodshed, and they shoot you. I mean, look, I don't know why I should care about your future, except I think I'm not getting the best books that I could out of you. And I like to read. That's it.